welcome to the Activation Nation podcast, where we talk all things business, mindset, momentum, and what it really takes to build. I'm Mindy Trimble, your host, and I am so thrilled today to be joined with the amazing Angie Rosas. Angie, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Wow, thank you, Mindy, for inviting me. It's such an honor to be part of this podcast and this amazing community that we have created together as an incredible company.
Well, and I'm just thrilled that we were able to catch you. Angie, you have been all over the place lately, and I know that this has been such a busy, crazy season for you. We were just chatting before we started about you are living in Spain right now, and almost a year, coming up upon a year of living there, just
Yeah,
built.
it's just so crazy because I was looking through my pictures, and in the last convention in Utah, I declared publicly with my family on stage that we had made a decision to leave the U.S. behind and move to Europe to open up the market. And as we recently came back from Madrid from the Momentum Academy, it's like a dream come true, right? I've been building here for 10 months, creating teams from zero and having over 200 leaders, like rock and rolling. It's been just such a privilege and an honor. So time flies. It's almost a year of living here in Spain, but I wouldn't change this experience for anything. Like Kristen Cunningham, she opened up the event and she said, the more people you talk to, the more choices you eventually have in your business. And, she used my example, how because of what I've built in the past 13 years, I had the choice to move my entire family from Arizona to Marbella and just, live the life that I've always dreamed of, which is being whatever I want to live and exposing my kids to different cultures. And because of LifeVantage, I've been able and blessed to do that for the past 13 years. So yes, very busy.
What a cool experience. I mean, you've seen so much success, and to be able to do that, it's so cool. And what a cool thing for your kids and your family too. That's so great. I love it. Okay, well, let's jump in. I mean, so like we said, or like I said, you've just recently in the last year moved to Spain, helped open some new markets. Iceland was a big one a few months back. And now we just launched and opened up Portugal, which you had such a huge hand in making that happen. And so we're just out in Madrid doing that. How did that go? Like the event, how has it been for you being there and really working hard towards making that happen? What does that look like for you?
Well, I think it's a lot of visionary work. I feel that if you're listening to this interview and somewhere inside of you, you're feeling like stuck in your business, or you're feeling that things are not moving as fast as you wanted, or you feel that you're not hitting the next rank as fast, or your team is not growing as fast. I've been through all those stages, right? It's my 13th year here at LifeVantage and in network marketing in general. And when you experience momentum, which is what we're experiencing right now in Europe, you have to connect the dots and think like, what has needed to happen like in the past for this moment to actually happen.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of what I want to dive in today. And like, what are those 7 things that yes I have had to do and act on for this success to be happening, right? And to me, Mindy, I'm going to talk about 7 different things, but at the end, it's all about energy. I feel when you put the energy out into the world, into your business, that energy will come back like into your life. And I'm a huge, massive believer that you must create the life that you want. Like you create your own reality. And it all happens first in your mind. Like I remember sitting in Arizona before proposing this new adventure to my husband. I saw it first in my mind, like my team growing in Europe and finding new leaders in Europe and expanding and traveling the world, and just knowing that it's a reality now because I once saw it in my dream, in my visions. It's something very important. But we as consultants and as human beings, we are responsible for creating that energy, and in dreaming and visualizing and having clarity about exactly what it is that you want. I was very clear what I wanted, and I had a lot of clarity if I was going to leave my life behind in Arizona, because we sold it all. We sold the house, we sold the cars, we sold the furniture, we sold my clothing. Like literally, I came to Europe with 2 bags, no more, because my husband was like 2 bags maximum.
That's it. That's all you get to take.
That was my limit. But to do that, I had to have in my heart like the certainty that this was going to work. And without the help of corporate and all the amazing team, like all these dreams would have never happened. So
Yeah.
yeah, energy must be
Energy.
in the recipe.
Well, Angie, you definitely have the energy for sure. And that is one thing I have to say. I first met Angie last year at convention when we were asking her if she would speak and present at convention. And that was my very first impression of Angie was, Angie has so much energy and I love it. You're so fun to be around and so energetic. So you definitely bring the energy. Learn that from her, if anything, if nothing else, right? Well, okay, so you have been, I mean, such a huge undertaking of moving your family, looking at trying to build and open new markets. And while all that is going on and you've got all that chaos happening, you're also still doing the basics of building your business, right? And because when it comes to opening a new market and moving and all those things, there's a lot of logistics that don't necessarily build your business, right off the bat. Like that's a long-term vision. And so you've still had to do a lot of this regular everyday things and actions to keep your business moving while you've got this big long-term vision happening at the same time. So let's just start off with, first of all, congratulations on earning the Q1 Achievers Retreat. And not just earning it, but Angie's one of our highest point earners of that quarter. And so congrats, Angie. That was really a huge, huge achievement. And I'm guessing that you probably have some team members that are going to be joining you.
A lot. A
Yeah.
lot. That's what I'm happiest the most about.
So tell us a little bit about like how did you do that? And not just how did you do that, because as we know in this business, it is really a team effort. You can't do anything all by yourself. It takes corporate, we lean on you guys, you lean on your team leans on you. It is such a combined effort from so many different directions. So tell us a little bit about, was that something that you had your eyes set on? Was it something that you were like, nope, I'm focused on building my business, and that is something that happens because of, like, what was kind of your thought process, and how did you work with your team with this?
Yeah, I love this question. And I hope if you're listening, you go grab pen and paper, because I'm going to give you kind of like the system and what goes through my mind and what are my action steps. And mainly in my mind, my identity has been to be a top enroller no matter what. Like I am a top enroller. I am a professional network marketer and I am a top enroller. And that has been part of my identity. Has it been easy? No, I've been able to like adapt, right, to that belief. And it's a core belief that I am a top enroller. And I know when I won Thailand, I was in the top 5. And now that I won Whistler, I'm in the top 5. And the common denominator is that this last season, the past 3 years of my business, I've been 100% focused on attracting leaders to my business.
Mhm.
And so I think to become a top enroller in network marketing, the mistake most people make is that they think that they need to become better sellers. And that's not it. Like, to become a top enroller, there are three things that you must do. And I want you to write it down. Number one is that you need to become better at creating conversations. Number two, you need to become better at sorting people. And number three, you need to become better in duplicating simple actions. And so with these three things, if you actually like develop them, you can create a cool little system for you and for your team. And I just made the analogy in Momentum Academy, and I put on the screen a picture of a juice extractor of oranges, right? And how, if you want to win incentive trips, make the next rank, the what it's standing in between is that you don't have enough oranges going into the juice extractor. And those oranges are the conversations, are the prospects. The moment you stop those conversations and connecting with people, it's the moment you stop having juice. So the
Yeah.
main reason why I have been, winning these trips and these incentives is because I haven't stopped putting oranges in my extractor. And you could think, oh, the higher your rank, the less conversations you will have. In my personal decision is, the more I grow, the more passionate I am about seeing other people's lives change. So the more I want to share what's in my hands. And so I think step number one is that you have to decide your identity. Like, for example, if right now your thoughts is, oh, I hope I enroll someone. I hope my friend says yes. And you change that mindset and you change it to a new identity, which is, I am a professional connector and I expose people to opportunities daily. And if you think that you have the gift, which God gave me the greatest gift, which is, having a vehicle like LifeVantage in my life so I can bless others. And that's my belief. And so I never think that I bother people. I never think that I persecute people. I never think that I have to convince people, because my identity is that I am professional in my business and I am a professional connector, and I expose the business proposal to people daily. And people will have the freedom to decide if this is or not for them. And
Yeah.
so I think number one, the identity has to be very clear and very strong. So you don't have mental crocodiles that come and they want to like stop you in the process.
Because we are our own worst enemy. I mean, we've heard that quote so many times, but it's so true. We really get in our own way most of the time. It's
Sure.
ourselves, right? Our mindset of I love that you said, "Don't say I hope." I like the switch that mindset of say, "I'm going to. This
Yeah.
is what I'm going to do, not I hope this is what it," and it is like a couple of words, but just switches things into such a different meaning and such a different outlook on things. So you talked a lot about like, the energy that you have, the system that you have really tried to create so it's so simple and easy for your team to do the same, right? And I think that we overcomplicate things so often. What is your just like a day in the life of Angie? Like, what is just a normal you don't have a million meetings or you're not on an airplane. You're just at home working your business. It's a work day. What does that day look like for you?
This question. If you just had a camera.
Right?
Well,
That's what we
uh,
should do. We should start following you around, Angie. That's what we're gonna
well,
do.
number one, I must say that I've had a lot of like personal growth. LifeVantage and network marketing in general has been the biggest vehicle in like learning about myself and my habits. And I truly believe it's a vehicle where I'm here to heal things, even
Mm,
from when I was little, when I was a little girl. And it's just the best vehicle where I've been able to get to know like who I am, not even as a leader, but like as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter. And so my daily routines have changed a lot throughout time. Like I remember my first years in network marketing, I was very obsessed with my business. I was very reactive. I didn't have a self care routine. Like I would wake up and go straight to my phone, straight to my emails, and all I was doing was like work, 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 like do.
yeah,
And of course, like when you're on that road for a long time, you experience burnout, right?
yeah.
And I did experience that at the beginning because I was so immature. I started network marketing when I was 27, and I had never done MLM before. And so like you don't know what you don't know until you face, right, those moments where you're like, hey, like I don't get it. I'm working day and night. I'm not getting the results. My check is not where I want it to be. Like what's going on? And so after getting some mentors and just even talking to my presidentials here at LifeVantage, they're full of wisdom. And I switched certain things in my daily routine, right? Like nowadays, I have two daughters, Antonella, who's 7 years old, Martinez, almost 2 years old in August. And so I switched my how a day in Angie's life look like, right? So now, for example, I don't use my phone for the very first hour, right, of the day. I 100% put no negotiable my working out. For example, like that is like my to go to, like that is non-negotiable. Obviously when I travel it gets a little bit complicated, but that's like a non-negotiable. My workout, coming back, having a healthy breakfast, even like taking my protandem and my collagen, like that's all part of my routine. So I personally don't start my Zooms after 11 or 11:30 a.m.
Mhm.
So that has been kind of like my routine. Now, I work in different time zones, right? Because I live in Spain and I have people in Mexico, I have people in the US, and I'm here in Spain. And so I'm all over the place. So sometimes, I do have to have some sacrifices, and I have some meetings like later after 11, even midnight. I've been in meetings, but it's part of the pioneering phase that think that I'm okay. I'm okay with that a little bit unbalanced life. But for example, in my team, there are certain no-negotiables. Back when we had our kickoff call, I talked about the me plus three,
Yep.
right? It was a very simple system, and that's my point number two. Is when you have a simple daily method of operation for yourself and for your team, you will be growing if there's clarity, if the people know what to do. So all my team, they know that me, I have to be at least an onyx. At least I need to be, having 500 points at least. And then I have to be enrolling 3 new consultants every single month, right? So that was like the me plus three. I
Yep.
know I gave the example of the piñata and like
I
I
loved
got
it. It
the
was so fun. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it. It was so fun.
I'll never see a piñata the same after that. But to me, it's like, having the same objective, which is if you want to, and this is the truth, it's all a numbers game. If you want to have 3 new consultants every single month, you better be opening up 10 conversations every single day,
Right.
right? So when you have a method of operation where you're finding 10 people, saying your hellos to those 10 people, you are, I teach them the method of how to find a prospect, how to ask the question. So let's say if on a daily basis, my team is duplicating something very simple as opening 10 conversations where the main question is something like this: hey Mindy, how you doing? I see you on social media. I love everything that you do. I see that you're a nutritionist. Is that right? So
Right.
pretend you're like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah, I love yes, it's something that I'm a nutritionist, I help people learn how to eat healthy.
I can see that. I love everything that you share on your social media and you add so much value. And actually, one of the reasons why I'm reaching out to you, it's because I'm looking for nutritionists like you that want to leverage really cool technology, focus on biohacking, on helping people how to age better and have more energy. Tell me something, Mindy. Do you currently work with certain like products or systems, or are you open to looking at something that you can combine with what you do and obviously also make some extra money with your social media?
Oh, well, I do work with some products, but I'm always open to new things and hearing about, new products that can help people and that I can share with my clients.
Love it. Mindy's being extremely nice with me right now. Uh, but the point is, if you follow me here, the point is if you have an entire organization and they are duplicating five very simple steps, which is they're finding prospects, they're inviting prospects to see the whole thing, not just the product, but also the business opportunity, right? So I have to ask the right question. Hey, are you open on leveraging your social media, making an extra income with what you're currently doing? I have a project that based on your profile, I think it would fit, like you'll be a great match. So I'm not
Mhm.
only selling product, like I'm telling you there's a project, there's a business opportunity. And then number three, I teach my team how to, when Mindy is like a little bit open, she's gonna say like, "Oh, what is it about?" That I can direct you into a tool, which would be my step number three. And tool, we have so many tools here at LifeVantage. It could be a meeting that you have internally within your team via Zoom. It could be a coffee at a coffee shop if you're in the same city. It could be an event, it could be a video, right? Anything could work as a tool, which is step number three. Then step number four, you invite them. We call it in Spanish cafecito virtual, which means like a virtual coffee, right? So let's say that Mindy, I send you over the information and then tell me, oh, Angie, I already looked at it. It looks interesting. Say that to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, Angie, I took a look at it. It looks interesting. Maybe I would be interested in knowing a little bit more about it.
Okay, so that's great. So then my step, which is my fourth step in my method of operation, is that I must take you to a virtual coffee, right? Let's say that we live in different cities. So then I would say something like this. Oh, great, Mindy. Well, I propose something. How about we meet via Zoom, maybe 20, 30 minutes. We'll have our own virtual coffee via Zoom. And then in that Zoom, I will show you exactly my three-step system on how you can actually leverage this for your clients and what it would look like if you decided to partner with a company like LifeVantage and the products. And I'll give you more clarity. So, how about we meet today around 6 p.m. or tomorrow 10 a.m. and we'll get to know each other. And in that meeting, we'll know if this is for you or if it's not. Either way, it's okay. But at least you know exactly what's on the table for you. Does that sound good, Mindy?
I love it. That sounds great.
Great. And so then I just scheduled that virtual coffee. So why am I going to Whistler, Canada as one of the top five? And I quick funny story. When I went to Thailand, I didn't even know I was one of the top five. Like literally, I was in the hall and like around the pool, and then I saw Jake, and I'm like, "Hey, what's the plan for today?" And it's like, "Well, qualifiers are going to a special dinner around 7 and then we'll see, others will meet up again." I'm like, "Oh, okay, we'll meet up again." And he's like, "Wait, Angie, aren't you in that dinner?" I'm like, "Am I in that dinner?" And yes, I was in that dinner and I didn't even know. Like, talk about when you work for something that you are completely divorced with the result and you're just like married with the process.
Mhm.
Good surprises come along the way. But in order for you to like be recognized or qualify, you need to have you personally and your team doing these activities over and over and over. So in my team, every day there are virtual coffees going on. There are virtual presentations going on. Like people are being exposed to the business opportunity on a daily basis. and we
Yeah.
track it and we measure it and we recognize it. And it's one of the most important thing. And well, step number 5 within the method of daily of operation, it's like the follow-ups and having these calls where you're actually helping the prospect make a decision, right? Where you're asking, hey, Mindy, based on everything I showed you, based on what we covered today, like, do you see yourself as being part of this movement and being part of this community and, starting to work with me and
Yeah.
doing some fun stuff together?
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited.
Yay. So of course we're gonna get a lot of yes, I'm excited, a lot of thanks, Angie, but this isn't for me. But it's okay because my responsibility is not to close or convince Mindy. It's just to expose information, the entire information. I think I'm a top recruiter because I offer the business more than the product, and that's the
Mhm.
truth. Like I lead with the business and the product is always like a bonus, right? And
Yeah.
obviously there's no business if you don't have an amazing product, but it's just the way I lead my conversations. So when you teach your team that, then we're all duplicating the same daily method of operation and we're opening 10 conversations on a daily basis, yes or yes.
Yeah. And it sounds to me, Angie, like you use personal conversations, people that you're meeting, and social media. Do you feel like there's one that you tend to have more success or leverage more than the other, or do you feel like they really, work well together? Like, what's kind of
Yeah. So, number one, remember when you have your identity that I'm a professional connector, you're a connector online and offline, right? So, you must integrate both. Obviously, I'm really big on social media because I've created my personal brand and I've built authority throughout the 10 years I've been building my brand. So, I do want to invite people that if they want to grow on social media that they truly start creating a personal brand. Now I wouldn't do it as a distraction because I'm very heavy on marketing of action, right? There's two types of marketing of attraction, where you're putting things out there into the world in social media, certain stories, certain reels, certain lives, right? Certain carousels, which have certain messaging that would create people, if you have the right call to actions, to come to you, correct? And then you have marketing of action, where I'm not waiting for my post to go viral to talk to someone about my product or my business.
right.
Like sometimes I have less than 1,000 followers and I can't just bank on signing up people through my social media. So I must 100% be the one that's initiating these 10 conversations daily.
Mhm.
But in my case, I have to be open and honest. 90% of my recruitment comes from social media because of the authority and the brand I've built. So every time I throw a call to action here and there, but also it's a lot of it because of inspiration, right? Because I document everything that I do. So people is like, Angie, like, where are you in the world right now? Like, what is it exactly that you do? Why do I see you traveling? Why are you here one day? And I document not only myself on stage, like I also document like me leaving a Zoom with two beautiful girls that I recently met online and I'm sharing with the world like how I just met these two girls on social media and now we're getting to know each other more. And so I do both. I do both as long like what you that you're listening to this interview, what you have to have in your mind is that if you have the radar of being a professional connector, you take this radar everywhere. You take to when you're flying in an airplane, you take it to your yoga class because you don't know, maybe your yoga teacher could be a great candidate or the person sitting next to you. You take it to the line at the bank, like you take it everywhere because it's like it's to your Uber driver. Like Lou and I in Portugal, we actually prospected two Uber drivers, which were
I was gonna
awesome.
say, it sounds like you maybe have some experience with some of these situations, Angie. I love it.
100%. But again, it's part of my identity. I'm a professional networker and I'm a professional connector. So wherever I go, I share the gift, and that's my identity.
I love it. Well, Angie, one last question that I have for you is what is next for you and your team this year? What is your vision this year?
Presidential, baby, of course. You know what? Being so close to Seth and Tyler this past weeks, and just, learning so much from them and everything they've done to take this company with the rest of the presidentials, of course, to where the company is right now. It has really inspired me to, like, think presidential. Like, I need to create this identity inside of me, because I know my presidential volume is already out there, right? I just need to become the person to match that volume. And so I think, to me, what's next, it's continuing working on myself, on becoming the best version I could ever be, to match those ranks. And 100%, I want to be, the first Latina presidential in the company. I know it's a big goal. And I know I have the team that is about to come, that I haven't met yet. I know they already exist out there. And I want to be the best leader for LifeVantage, for my husband, for my family, for my daughters, and for my team. So I will never stop working on myself, because they deserve the best version of me. But 100% presidential it is, Mindy.
I love it. Oh, Angie, thank you so much for joining today. I hope, like you said at the beginning, that everyone listening to this had their notebooks out and they were writing down all the things that you shared. You had so many great nuggets in there that I think can be really, really valuable and helpful for those out there building to become the biggest enrollers, just like you have. So, Angie, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on all of your success this year, on Whistler, on all of the things. And I know that there will just be so much more to come for you this year. Presidential, right? Like we said, we're going to just put it out in the universe.
We
So,
are.
thank you. And thank you to all of those listening today. It has been an absolute joy. I hope you felt the energy from Angie, and we will see you all next week.
See
Bye,
y'all.
everyone.
Thank you, Mindy. Bye, LifeVantage family. I love you.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information.